The whole podcast is going to be us wheezing. This is not a podcast. This is an ad for mesothelioma.
Welcome to Delete That, the podcast where we probably say too much. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Josh. And we were the two best friends that could not sit together in class because we were always getting in trouble for talking too much.
And we have a lot to talk about on today's episode.
I'm so ready though. We're going to go over some dating stories at 18. We'll do a little pop culture catch up and we'll touch on some viral moments happening across the internet.
All right, so if you notice that the title of today's episode is We Were 18, obviously we all were once, may even be right now, but we're kind of just going to talk about things that we did as 18-year-old. Josh actually this past week had a viral post on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, about when he was 18. So you want to kind of touch on that for a minute, Josh?
Do I want to talk about this viral moment that I had on X? No, but am I going to? Of course. You know me, I can't keep my mouth shut. I ended up posting a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it got 5 million impressions, which is a crap ton.
5 million's a lot. And like 5 million, that means like views, right?
Yeah, so we're talking views, interactions, what have you.
Have you had one actually get that high yet, though?
No,
Because
this
I
was
know we've talked about your Twitter, but like,
Yes, this was my first like mega viral moment.
so, okay, so what did it say? Like, no, I
Um,
don't have Twitter. So, like, that's also fun, is because you do these things over there and I don't even
right,
know about them because I just don't have Twitter. So,
right. Isn't that so weird that like we can all just be in like different factions of the internet?
yeah, absolutely. Because I have nothing to do with that world over there.
Right, and I'm like an like a D-list celebrity over there, so
So the tweet though,
right.
what did we get for
Well,
this viral tweet?
you know me, I jumped on there and I opened my mouth and I talked about something that I probably should have deleted, hence the name of the podcast, delete that.
Of course.
But before I could, it ended up getting 5 million impressions.
So now of course you can't delete that.
Now, of course, I can't delete that. I have a lot of people asking for a follow-up. They had so many questions. People in my comments, people in my DMs, people resharing it, giving their point of view, their advice, whatever. I've saw a lot of reactions. I can't go over all of them, but just to kind of fill you in on what the post was about. I was 18. I was out on my own. No money, no family. Literally the Iggy Azalea song. I made a profile on a dating website called Seeking Arrangement because I had seen an advertisement online for it, and it was a dating site for millionaires looking for some sort of arrangement, whether it be friendship, love, etc.
So basically we're looking at like a Tinder for the elite, the upper class type of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was on there for a few weeks. I didn't think much of it. Built a profile, have photos on there, and an entire About Me section. Well, I got a message from a guy and ended up flying to Chicago the next day. Flight paid for, money wired to me to make sure I could get to the airport and all.
Were you scared at all thinking that he might be a catfish?
I definitely was. I had a lot of reservations, but I was also completely delusional. I landed at the Chicago O'Hare Airport. He picked me up in a Range Rover Sport. We go to his 3-story townhouse in the heart of Boys Town, Chicago, and he is exactly who he said he was, not a catfish. And just to preface, I showed up in rags like Cinderella going to the ball. The next morning, we go shopping for clothes. He drops like 5K on designer everything. I'm walking around in Burberry polos and custom fit jeans from Neiman Marcus.
So what did y'all do while you were there? Did he take you out? Did you go spend tons of money?
We did a lot of things. We went to Market Days, which is a notorious gay festival in Chicago. It's held once a year. I mean, I met all of his friends. I got a fake ID. We went to all the clubs. I even played secretary at his office. I met all the people who worked for him. We were having dinner on rooftop restaurants. I got a private tour of Wrigley Field, boat ride on Lake Michigan. I mean, he pulled out all the stops.
So you did this all at 18, coming from Texas, going to Chicago, and you were ready for that? I couldn't even imagine trying to do that?
It was a lot. I will say at 18, I was definitely feeling homesick. I was nervous because he really liked me and I wasn't too sure how I felt about him. You know, he wanted me to move there permanently. So, literally in the middle of the trip, I fly home and start preparing to move my entire life to Chicago. I'm calling my mom, all my friends, and telling them everything.
So you were ready to be tied down. You were looking at marriage essentially?
I thought I was, then again at 18, I didn't know what the hell I wanted. But yeah, I go back to Chicago the second time around and I'm terrified. One of the things that really threw me off was when he told me I was going to meet his ex-husband and their daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, you heard me. Mind you, I had no idea about either. So I end up meeting them and I'm busy trying to process that. And he's like, you know, they're a part of my life, so you'll just have to get used to that. That was mind-boggling at 18 years old.
So he was previously married, had a daughter, didn't tell you, I'm assuming, and you were now changing your entire life for him while also learning things that you didn't even know.
Correct. It was wild. And of course, I freak out. I start second guessing everything. He gets pissed off. He tried to use bargaining tactics like wanting to buy me a matching Range Rover. I said no to that. I mean, instead, I told him that I wanted a teacup Yorkie. So there you go. There's an 18-year-old's
Period.
brain for you at that time. He buys me one. And then we have a major blowout, and he sends me home to Texas. And when I land, I have nothing to show for it but some Louis V luggage, a couple grand in cash, and a teacup Yorkie that I named Sophie Grace.
Wow. What a experience at 18 years old.
You're telling me, try living it.
We were living two different sides of 18-year-old lives, I guess, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You were off flying away with millionaires to Chicago. I was here with my high school sweetheart boyfriend, who actually was away at military training. I was getting ready to move to North Dakota away from Texas.
So you guys went to high school together? Is that how you met?
We actually didn't go to high school together, which is funny. We met on MySpace. I know, I know. I actually don't even think I've even told you this story technically of how we came about. But this man was literally adding random people trying to make new friends, and he stumbled across my best friend's profile.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, so he started messaging her out of nowhere, and she was completely freaked out. She was like, "Who is this random dude with?" At that time, he was into the ICP Juggalo things, so he had a Juggalo picture in his profile picture.
Are we talking about the insane clown posse?
We definitely are. So he was very interesting. Misunderstood is definitely how I like to put it because he wasn't your normal run of the mill dudes that we knew.
Okay.
She was freaked out and she ultimately thought that he was stalking her.
So your natural instinct was, I need to step in and start talking to this man?
Anybody that knows me knows that that would be the immediate response.
Right.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. So I ended up messaging him and was like, "Hey, what's your deal? Also, my dad's a cop. If you don't like leave us alone or my friend alone, we're going to have to get him involved." Not knowing that his grandfather was retired from the department that I was trying to claim that my father was on.
Oh, you set yourself up.
So, of course, naturally, he was curious and asked who my father was because his grandfather would have to know who he is. So I ended up having to come clean and be like, no, actually, my father is not a part of the police department.
Hmm.
And he still forgave me. And we immediately clicked and started messaging like crazy from there. I mean, the type of on the phone for 3 hours, feet in the air while you're laying on the ground talking in love type of relationship.
Oh, wow. To experience that again for the first time would be great.
I, please. So at 18, I was getting ready to graduate. And then shortly after graduation, I would be moving to Minot, North Dakota because That is where he got his orders to be stationed.
Wow. So you're telling me you were about to graduate high school and move to Minot, North Dakota, which I've never even heard of that place before, to be with your military boyfriend, high school sweetheart. W- I mean, what happened? Like, what happened next?
So why not Minot? That's the joke with Minot, North Dakota. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. Kind of how we live in the middle of nowhere, Texas. That's the middle of nowhere, North Dakota. And I ended up actually not even having to leave because he got honorably discharged from the military and ended up coming back home, which then we decided to move in together into our first apartment. And I did that in the dead of the night out of my parents' house. They didn't even know I was leaving.
Oh, I'm sure they love that.
I got a lengthy text message from my mom the next morning for sure. And that went on for about a year until it ultimately came to a screeching halt because a secret admirer in his phone named iPhone messaged him one morning asking him how he slept.
Wait, hold on. Run that back for a second. What do you mean someone named iPhone messaged him?
Well, you know, with men, there's not a lot going on upstairs. And he thought that that would be the name that he should save as her name.
Because he didn't want you finding out.
No,
Okay, so he was cheating on you.
he was absolutely cheating on me and didn't suspect that I would question who iPhone is.
I'm dead.
It's almost like as if Pizza Hut had texted him. Like, who is what do you mean iPhone texted you?
I cannot. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I bet he felt really dumb.
He was dead ass asleep and I woke his ass up. I did not let that man get no sleep. And we broke up right then. Like,
Period. To be young and dumb,
honestly.
the this whole episode really is just encapsulating what it means to be 18, you know?
Facts.
Just kind of like to transition a little bit, did you see that Beyonce's on tour?
I did see that actually.
Yeah, the Cowboy
We actually talked
Carter.
about it at work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very popular.
Yeah. It's trending right now. Um, Cowboy Carter obviously won Album of the Year.
Yep. Which
Um,
there's a couple songs on there that I think are bangers, honestly. So I'm like,
mhm.
okay,
You
I'm
got
not
Texas Hold'em, 16 Carriages.
Tyrant is one of my I listen to that over and over and
Hmm.
over. I love that one.
I'm not like I used to be a huge Beyonce fan.
Uh-huh.
Like for me, it's Lady Gaga now.
Of course.
Well, when she debuted,
Gaga or bust.
yeah, she became everything. Um, but before her was Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
So like I grew up loving Destiny's Child and loving Beyonce.
Of course.
She was my pop diva. So yeah, Cowboy Carter, she's touring. A lot of people were nervous because tickets were not selling. This is what the internet is saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to call her, Flopance and all that
Oh my
stuff.
gosh.
Um,
Not on her internet. Not
right?
on
Not on Beyonce's
Beyonce's
internet,
internet.
which the tour obviously started last night. It started in LA. And from the videos that I'm seeing on TikTok, it looks sold out. I mean, it looks like there's a huge crowd there. So I don't really
Yeah, I
know.
can't imagine that Beyonce wouldn't have a sellout crowd. Like honestly,
Right,
like
because it's even if like people didn't like Cowboy Carter, like this last album or whatever, she still has a whole catalog of music.
honestly, and it's not
So
like she's just playing cowboy, like you just said, like she's not just playing Cowboy Carter. She's gonna play all of the hits, the
all the
ones that have
hits.
made her the most.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she had Blue Ivy come out, which
Oh,
speaking of being young and all that stuff, Blue Ivy, I think she's like 13, 14 years old, and
and she's dancing in front of people like that. That's
hundreds of thousands of people performing in front of her
not
mom.
much because to be honest, at 13, I was that kid in the backyard at my parents' cookouts that would be like, watch me, like, and I'd do those stupid little cheers, like,
Yeah,
thinking that, me and my
yeah.
friends were cool. So,
But you didn't also have Beyonce training you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, yeah.
So
You got a point with that.
she's got the upper hand there. I mean, I think she's a good dancer. You know, I'm not here to critique. I'm not a
I haven't really
choreographer.
watched much on her, to honestly, other than seeing like what little bits that I do see that come across my interwebs.
Hmm.
But I can imagine that her mom has definitely put her in check on this is how it looks, this is how you need to look. This
Yeah,
is so I
yeah.
can imagine that it was flawless or is flawless.
And she even brought out the younger daughter, which she's still really small.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember her name, but brought out the younger daughter with Blue Ivy, and then of course Beyonce was singing like a love song, I think, to her children or something like that. But
Interesting.
it was really sweet, and one of the coolest things that I saw from the tour was her like in a convertible car, suspended from the ceiling and
Like a
flying.
real convertible car?
I don't know if it was a real one. It could have been like a mock
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
vehicle,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but
like like it was life size,
yeah,
obviously.
life size. She's sitting in it and she's literally being like flown around the stadium singing 16 Carriages,
Wow,
which
that's
that song alone is iconic,
isn't
but
that but that's what she's in the music video, is it not? Like,
I
isn't
think
she?
so.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
okay,
Very iconic.
interesting.
Um
Are we like trying to be Gaga in the air?
well, that would be Pink.
True,
Yeah,
Pink did do it first. Oh my
Pink
God,
is the
I love
one that
Pink.
can't get down.
I love Pink so
She's
much.
stuck up
You're
there.
not wrong. And didn't she do that one award show where she was like suspended between the buildings?
Yeah,
I remember that. Oh, I'll have to go find that. Oh, I
she's
don't know if you've ever seen that.
she's
She's
crazy.
literally like between two buildings, like flying around. It is the craziest. So shit.
Yeah, she's crazy,
That's
but
crazy though.
so Cowboy Carter, yeah, launched in LA and kicked off the tour. So she's got a lot of, I think it's a world tour, it's a stadium tour, so we'll see how she does.
Wow.
But yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so switching topics again.
Hmm.
Have you seen the AI, the new like AI trends that are they're really getting popular with like 3D animators, like the Lizzie McGuire style? Have you seen any of that on TikTok?
I think I saw something like that. I don't know if I've watched much of it, but it's like a girl, right? And she has a little
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, like you remember Lizzie McGuire.
Duh,
Okay.
Queen, love Lizzie.
And you remember her little mini me, like the little girl or the little cutout drawing.
Hmm.
So it's that, but people are doing it for themselves.
Interesting.
So it's really crazy because I've seen a lot of people showing how to do it. So like tutorials on how to do it yourself,
Uh-huh.
but they're showing it through AI. So they're showing it through Chat GPT. So they're getting Chat GPT to create the drawing for themselves versus them actually doing it themselves. So like people that did Lizzie McGuire,
Uh-huh.
those are creators themselves that are drawing every character out
Right.
by hand.
Animators, yeah.
Animators, exactly. And then they are putting them frame by frame to make the animation.
Right.
So now what people are able to do is they're able to go to Chat GPT using AI
Hmm.
and they can literally put in, I want a mini animated character that looks like that's tall, curly hair, blonde, and you can literally put specifics,
So
what they're wearing.
it can literally look like a character drawing of you.
Exactly.
Oh
And
wow.
you can get it down to specifications that you want to include.
AI is insane.
No, it is, and it's scary. It's also sad because I feel bad for artists out there that are like probably losing their jobs to AI now because of this,
Hmm.
because it's so easy to just go in and do that. I can't say that I'm not a user of AI.
Hmm.
I've used ChatGPT plenty
Right.
of times for therapy. You need someone to be on your side? Call ChatGPT. That girl is on your side.
Yeah.
You need to be in the state of Delulu all the time? ChatGPT's got your back.
Right, right.
It does suck though that people are able to use it in that form like that because it is getting, like you said, it's getting scary because people are going to be able to do anything with it now and
Oh
then
yeah.
we're going to lose jobs because of that.
Hmm. Well, I mean, everything is heading that route, you know. I mean, with AI, You have robots now doing people's jobs, and this like newest version of this robot they came out with literally is like human like.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Like they made him like move like a human. These like robots that they're coming out with now are not like the ones we've seen several years ago where it's very like the movement is staccato and it's very robotic. No, these robots are insane. Like they're scary. And it's like we grew up watching these movies like I, Robot. This stuff is just unfolding in front of our eyes.
I feel like people didn't think we'd ever actually get there, or like we wouldn't get it there in our time. They
We
thought it would be
advanced,
further.
yeah, we advanced so fast as a society. I mean, think about it from the 50s when the biggest thing was like, oh, TV now became in color and not black and white.
True.
From the 50s until what, like, I mean, even in the 80s, they were making technological advancements. So, like, we just progressed way fast. And but yeah, I mean, back to the that trend that's going around on
Mhm.
TikTok, making like a character of yourself. I like the idea. I think it's really
It's
cool.
very cool. There's a lot of creators that are doing it. A lot of people, I feel like people get so offended on TikTok if somebody else does the same trend.
Yeah, well,
Friend, we're allowed to there's 7 billion people in the world. You don't think someone else in the world has brown hair, blue eyes like me? You don't think there's people in the world that share your same likes and characteristics? So, like,
to me, it's a compliment because it's like if you started a trend, people want to emulate that. People want to try it for themselves. Like to me,
exactly.
it's a compliment, you know.
Exactly.
So I'm sure that girl is receiving a lot of,
It's mixed for sure.
yeah, probably
The comments are very mixed on
what she's doing.
yes, on
Yeah.
who's doing what. It's very mixed on the people that are using the AI ones that came
Uh-huh.
out and have already said that they're using the AI ones versus the ones that are known for actually drawing their stuff out.
Okay. So it's a
So
battle. It's a
yeah,
battle between AI versus real people.
exactly.
And yeah, I could see why that would cause a little bit of a stir.
Absolutely.
So
It's been interesting to watch the comment sections for
mhm.
sure.
I'll have to check that out. You'll have to send me a TikTok so I can go look at
Absolutely.
that.
For sure.
Also, speaking about TikTok, I'm chronically online, so
I think we
I,
all are now in this day and age.
yeah, I mean, really, it's the only way
I
to
mean,
kind of
people are
cope.
listening to this online.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, it's prom season, and all the girls and the guys are going viral on TikTok because they're showing their get ready with me videos,
Yes.
and doing like the transitions where they're not ready, and then next thing you know, bam, they're wearing their prom outfits and they're all done up, and honestly, they look like $1 million,
Yes.
which is crazy to me because like I'm seeing some beautiful dresses, some girls just wearing some stuff that looks incredible. Like they go from looking like your average high school girl to looking like Miss America 2025. And it just blows my mind because I'm thinking back to like when we were in high school
Mhm.
and the girls did not look like that.
No, I don't believe that. I feel like the kids in school don't look like kids in school anymore. Like something happened. I feel like something happened after I graduated
Yeah, definitely.
and cuz the kids just don't look like how we used to look like in school.
Hmm.
And so now it's like everybody, yeah, like you said, is like supermodels, Instagram models, and it's at 16, 18, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, but the prom, I've also been seeing the prom TikToks, and some of them have been shocking and
Yeah.
wild.
I just,
Did you go to prom any?
I did not go to prom.
You didn't go to a single prom?
No, I went to a ton of dances like homecoming dance, winter formals, things like that, but I did not go to prom.
Wow.
Yeah, so I feel like that was definitely a missed opportunity.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Mhm.
especially for who you are.
Yeah.
Like you would, I would expect you to have been at prom, honestly, all 4 years, if
Mhm.
I'm being honest. Like
I probably could have because I was friends with
probably,
a lot of upperclassmen, student body president, ch- mascot for the school, so
yeah.
definitely heavily involved. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't go to prom. I couldn't even tell you why. Um, so missed opportunity there, but I would have looked normal, probably just a rented suit from Men's Warehouse or whatever, and
You would have had the hottest date though, because that's who you were in high school. You
Oh yeah, my thing back then was like I was already out at that time. I came out my sophomore year. But yeah, I always went with like a cheerleader
mhm.
or someone like that.
Yep,
That
that's
was
exactly what I would imagine you
yeah,
did.
that was kind of my
That's
thing.
funny.
So, but did you go to prom?
I did. Well, I went to my junior year because so this was with my high school boyfriend, the one we talked about earlier.
Oh,
I
okay.
went junior year with him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my junior year, his senior year,
Okay.
and we went to my prom. And crazy, another crazy story, but after prom, my parents didn't mind me getting home till like 1:30. Ooh,
Oh
finally they had
wow.
a curfew. But 1:30. So after prom, me and him went and drove out to like this local area where kids go to just hang out or whatever, to like look at the stars. There's water and whatnot. It's not really the lake area, but it's another part. But he took me out there and he actually proposed to me.
No way.
So my high school boyfriend, I was engaged to for my last year of high school.
Oh my
He
gosh.
proposed to me junior year. My parents knew too. I came home with a ring on my finger. I had a ring on my
Shut
finger all
up.
through senior year.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, cuz he was leaving for the military. When I would so my prom was literally his senior year. My junior prom, his senior year. He proposed to me. We're engaged and then he leaves for the military.
That
Like
is
he wanted to make sure that I was not going to leave him.
nuts.
I know. So my senior prom I did not go to because he was not here. And I was like, I'm not going to prom with anybody else. Like
I'm
I
married.
yeah,
I mean, you're not married.
no.
Yeah, like,
I'm married. Like
right. I'm a taken
I-
gal.
exactly.
I
Who
got
would
the
I
ring
dance
and
with?
everything.
Nobody. Nobody. I don't want to go
Right.
with any of you. Like no. Yeah.
Wow. Were you the only person in school that was engaged?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. All in your little town in your
All in
graduating
my
high
little
school
town in
class
my
of
graduating
15.
class of yeah.
So if this was us back then and TikTok existed, your TikTok get ready with me for prom would have been you flashing that finger and showing that diamond ring on your hand.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It was a
That's
beautiful ring too. It was one of the past, present, future
okay.
rings, so it had 3 diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I wore the hell out of that thing. I love that thing.
Yeah. You're
I
made
was in
for it.
love, you know? In high
Mhm.
school, of course I was in love. That was my baby. That was my
That was your
man, my
boo
man, my
thing.
man, my
Oh
man.
my God. Of course.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, prom is I look at prom watching the prom
Mixed
get ready is
emotions
yeah, it's funny. It's
for you and for me because obviously I didn't go, but wow.
absolutely.
Crazy. All right, so what an episode, you know. Life at 18. We were both doing, totally different things, but
Absolutely.
also somehow still related because we were both young, dumb, and broke and just trying to navigate life,
And living off of whatever we could find,
A hope, wish, and a dream.
honestly,
Yep. I think it's funny that we talked about things that we had never
talked about.
with each other.
Yeah, that's actually I feel like that's gonna be rare, like you
Rare,
said
but it's
earlier,
gonna happen.
but it will happen
I
because
think
of
so.
course we're 10 years deep into this friendship. So there are definitely things that we haven't for sure s-
Probably just
talked about,
accidentally not talked
mentioned,
about them.
yeah, or mentioned, but never actually
Dove
dove,
deep.
yeah, deep into
Yeah.
it. So
So the listeners are getting, firsthand
yeah,
experience,
they got a full reaction, a real reaction
a
of that
real
one because that
reaction.
was a real time of, oh my God, I've never told you this story.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be many more to come. But, anyways, I just want to thank everyone for listening. As always, subscribe, like, and share if you liked what you heard today. We'll be back next Thursday with another episode. And we'll just be diving into more topics and, of course, spilling all of our hot mess and drama and chaos.
Leave us a comment about things that you liked so we can try to hit more on those things and steer episodes more in that direction.
If you have anything that you want to submit, if you have a crazy love story at 18 that you would like us to dissect in the next episode, leave it in the comments or send us a message on YouTube. We do have a Instagram. It's not really up and running yet, but we're working on that. But if you want to reach out to us somewhere, some way, feel free to do that. And maybe your story will be something that we dissect on the next week's episode.
All right, that's going to be a wrap. We hope that you came for the chaos but stayed for the catharsis.
And we hope you have a great rest of your week. It was fun catching up. And until next time, just remember that dating profile that you're about to make at 18 years old and you think you're ready for life and love and all of the things that come with it. Just remember
Delete that. Pew, 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 pew.